This past Saturday, I was able to check out the Splatoon 3 Splatfest World Premiere, and now I'm here to talk about it. Let's get started. Okay, so earlier in the week, we were all able to download the Splatfest World Premiere from the eShop. Nintendo even gave out a code for a free 7-day trial of Nintendo Switch Online, so everyone could be able to connect by the time the Splatfest came around. Prior to the Splatfest, the most interesting part of this app was the very short tutorial at the beginning. Conveniently, no one told me this tutorial was the only time we could practice the movement options, so unless I wanted to delete my save data and start over, I was locked out of any practice mode once I was done. The tutorial was really short and sweet, but it did give us the chance to try out new techniques like Squid Roll and Squid Surge ahead of time, so that was pretty cool, I guess. We also had access to the character creator that was shown off in the game's initial reveal, and we could explore the game's hub, Splatsville, a little bit. Splatsville was very closed off, obviously, due to this being a pre-release demo, but it was enjoyable to walk around and check out the new digs. One thing I couldn't help but notice is that the title screen and UI in Splatsville are basically identical to Splatoon 2. It's a total copy and paste, which is fine, I had no problems with that UI, but typically you don't see that kind of thing very much in Nintendo sequels. The last thing I did prior to the Splatfest itself was picking a team. The theme was rock, paper, and scissors, and I chose paper because I like Fry and I like yellow, so it was an easy pick for me. Any fellow Team Paper members watching this, let me know in the comments. We put up a good fight, but we didn't quite get there in the end. As soon as the Splatfest hit, doors were blown off a lot of the restrictions. Crucially, we were able to enter the lobby and start queuing up for Turf War and the brand new mode, TriColor Turf War. The lobby itself was awesome. I could have spent my whole time in there, practicing new mechanics and just trying out new weapons and specials. It's a really great practice area that I know I'll be spending plenty of time in, especially since now we're able to test things out in there while seeking other players for a match. This is a great touch, and I really liked messing around in the lobby, using the various structures and test dummies to get a better feel for what I was doing. I also tried out the copy machine for a bit, an area of the room where a device will basically mimic any attack your Inkling or Octoling is throwing out. I'm really not sure of the use case for this one when it comes to practice, but maybe that's just over my head. I guess we'll see as time goes on. Also, as we saw in the recent Direct, your Switch friends will show up as ghosts within the lobby, and even within this world premiere, you're able to join their games as they're able to join yours. I had high hopes for the matchmaking in Splatoon 3, and after trying it out here, I'm reasonably happy with it. It was buggy at times, sometimes saying I couldn't join a friend's room, and the password feature pretty much not working at all. For a free, pre-release Splatfest, I think it worked pretty well, all things considered. I'm hopeful and excited to get these types of things rolling in the full release. Probably what I was most excited about in this world premiere was the amount of weapons we were able to pick from. There were 26 available weapons, including a few new ones, and many of them came with all new specials. This did a lot to help things feel new and fresh. I was able to try out both available new weapons a little bit, the Splatana Wiper and the Tri-Stringer, with my favorite of the two probably being the Splatana. Normally the brush style weapons aren't my thing in Splatoon, but the Wiper felt pretty good due to the nice range and straight trajectory of its charged ink fire. My buddy Snacks here really liked the Splatana. At the end of the day, I stuck with what felt best for me, which was neither of the two new weapons. Fun stuff to try out either way. From the trailers, I was really looking forward to using the bow, officially called the Tri-Stringer, but upon playing it, I didn't like it at all. I feel like it has a decently high learning curve, and for me right now, it just feels too much like a charger, which is a style of play I can't get into. On the other hand, I had much more luck with the new specials. I found Reef Slider not only super fun, but super strong. I'm good for a casual player, but I have no idea how to actually play Splatoon at a high level, so to my average brain, Reef Slider and Crab Tank feel a little too good. Maybe it's just because I don't know to expect them yet. Too many times I was nuked out of nowhere by the Reef Slider and completely dumbfounded by how to take down the tank. They were tough to deal with on the opposing team, but using both of these myself felt amazing. Crab Tank was super fun with its two unique attacks, one rapid fire and the other slower AoE burst. Just a really satisfying special to use, and like most of these, such a creative idea. My favorite overall was using dualies with the Reef Slider special. I was already familiar with dualies, of course, and I always tried to charge up Reef Slider as fast as possible. Words can't do justice how fun it is to hop on the shark and slide into a fight just to ruin everyone's day. I was also psyched to see Zipcaster available here, as nothing revealed so far in pre-release looks as much fun as using that to zip yourself out of a tight spot. I tried it out in the the training area for a bit and liked it, but the learning curve seemed kinda high for me to make good use of it in Turf War. Plus, I really don't like Brush or Luna Blaster, the main weapons it's attached to, so that was kind of an unfortunate pairing. And sorry to fail you, but I didn't get the chance to use InkVac, Tacticooler, and the rest of the new specials. I saw them in action, sure, but I was having too much fun with the other ones, okay? I can't wait to learn and practice all of them in the official release though. The mode I spent most of my time in was Turf War. This is the classic Splatoon we all know and love. All you gotta do is ink more ground than the other team to win. I'm happy to say Turf War felt better than ever. The new changes were great and I got used to them quickly. It was really cool being able to use gyro to aim at my desired spawn point, and the new player awards and match end screens are pretty sweet as well. During matches, I was really trying to make an effort to use Squid Surge a bunch just to get a feel for it as a new movement tool. Although Squid Roll I always seem to forget about in the heat of the match, so I'll have to get used to that as well once I play the full version. When it comes to maps, face value I liked all the ones I got to play. I played a lot on Museum, which I was already familiar with from Splatoon 1, and then I got to experience 3 new maps: Undertow Spillway, Scorch Gorge, and Mincemeat Metalwork. Honestly, I didn't play the new stages enough to get too deep into the details and notice how they may have shaped my Turf War matches, but I felt nothing annoying or wrong about them, which is definitely a good first step. I had a ton of fun with Turf War as always, but man was I bad. Not sure if it's because I'm getting used to a new game, or if the lack of a ranking system and the general population for this event being very highly skilled. It was probably a combo of both, but I have to admit, we were getting wiped. It only made me more excited to pick on people my own size once the game releases proper. For my final hour or so, I also tried out some TriColor Turf War. This new Splatfest mode was a big reveal from the recent Direct, in which 3 colors compete for ground in a Turf War match. It's not quite as simple as that though. The game is formatted in such a way that the current first place team of the event makes up a group of 4 defending a central tower, which also holds something called the Ultra Signal. Safely holding the Ultra Signal for a few seconds captures it for your team, which causes the Sprinkler of Doom to sprinkle large amounts of your ink around the battlefield. At the end of the day, it's still Turf War, but the Ultra Signal adds a tower control type mechanic to it, which I found really fun. Whoever gets the Ultra Signal usually takes the match, so the middle of the map really becomes a madhouse in this mode. I liked TriColor Turf Wars a lot more than I was expecting, and I can't wait until the next Splatfest, hopefully at the game's release, to try it again. Overall, I definitely had a blast with Splatoon 3's first Splatfest. From what I played, this doesn't feel worlds different from Splatoon 2 at the end of the day. Especially if you're playing an old weapon on an old stage, it can feel really similar. But it does feel more streamlined, more refined, plus all of the new elements add just the right amount of change to spice things up in a meaningful way. This is certainly a worthy follow-up to an already great base. But I would say, if you tried previous Splatoon games and didn't like them, 3 won't do all that much to change that. After my little taste of Splatoon 3, I'm really excited to continue enjoying all the new it brings to the table, and hopefully see even more new once the game is fully released. We're just 2 weeks away now, so hang tight everyone, and I'll see you out there a week from Friday, September 9th.